Yo, what is up, my friends? It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. We're back with your best bets for NFL Sunday Week 2 on Sunday, September 14, 2025. NFL player props, totals, spreads, parlays, predictions here for you today. 5 picks in the video. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cat made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's have a great NFL Sunday and a great NFL weekend, guys. Super excited to hop into it. Let's do a quick recap from our last episode from Thursday Night Football. We got the 3-0 sweep, my friends, plus 4.01 units. It was a fantastic day there on Thursday Night Football for us for that Commanders-Packers game. We cashed the Packers minus 3.5 spread. That was obviously fairly easy there. They won that game 27-18. We also cashed Terry McLaurin under 55.5 receiving yards. He was pretty comfortable until the very end. I think he had like 18 yards heading into the fourth quarter, and then he made it a little interesting, but still was able to go under. And then a Tucker Kraft anytime touchdown score. We love to see it, guys. He comes through and gets the touchdown there for us at plus 215 value. That's what allowed us to make over 4 units instead of just 3. So it was a fantastic day. Thursday was a great day in general for us at the channel. We went 6-0 across the channel. So hopefully we can keep the momentum going and keep the winning here going here in the NFL. As far as our comment cappers go, we had Eric May call Dontavian Wicks over 1.5 receptions, cashes that. And then Mike Crone calling the Green Bay Packers money line parlay with a Josh Jacobs touchdown. We love to see it, guys. That cashes as well. So great calls there from our comment cappers. If you guys want to participate in our comment capper program, just drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. Put a star or an asterisk next to that pick, and we'll include your pick in our next video if it hits. So yeah, that's a lot of fun there to participate in. A couple announcements here on the channel. If you're watching this on Saturday, check out our college football best bets video. We're already 1-0 in that video to start. And also check out our baseball video for Saturday or Sunday. We'll have videos for both days for that. I'll have a couple videos here pinned at the end of this video. I'll probably have our NFL spreads and totals video for every game. We cover every game in that video. We have a spread and total pick for every single game. I'll put that video here at the end of this one. And then also we'll have our Sunday Night Football video coming out as well. So I'll probably post that later here. Our Sunday night video will be coming out at 8 p.m. Obviously there on Saturday night. And then when it switches, I'll tag that here at the end of this video. So make sure you guys check out the videos here tagged at the end. Check out our channel homepage for any content you guys are looking for. We got it all covered this weekend. Baseball, football, everything. So make sure you guys check that out. Without further ado, let's get after it, guys, and get a sweep in the NFL. Let's get started here. Let's get right into our picks. At number 1, we're going with the Baltimore Ravens. Minus 11.5 spread here versus the Cleveland Browns. We got minus 108 odds on FanDuel. Risking it here. This is my favorite spread pick of the week. I think this is a great bounce back spot for the Ravens. They're coming back home after, obviously a devastating loss versus the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football where they had a 15-point lead with like 3-4 minutes left. Blew it, ended up losing 41-40. It was a crazy football game. I think off of that, I think the Ravens get on track, though. I think we saw the Ravens' dominance on display for much of that game. Buffalo shouldn't have won for what it's worth. They really shouldn't have. Ravens were in control of that one pretty much the entire game, and it's really evident in the stat sheet. They averaged 8.6 yards per play in that game with the Bills. That was by far tops of any NFL team in Week 1 by over 2 yards per play. So they were very explosive all night. The fact that they lost somehow was crazy. They definitely should not have lost that game, but they did. But like I said, I think they bounced back here. They ran the ball for 238 yards. They were obviously very, very fantastic on the offensive side. I think where they bounced back in particular is on the defensive side, though. This unit is projected to be one of the best units in football, and they did not play like it in Week 1. But they also had a very difficult challenge in stopping the MVP of the league, Josh Allen. So Josh Allen could beat just about anybody. It doesn't really matter. The Browns, not the same situation, right? That's why there's going to be a big disparity here on the scoreboard, because Joe Flacco at 40 years old is not going to be able to do what Josh Allen does. So I think the Ravens defense will have a lot more success versus Joe Flacco, and I think their offense will keep humming. I don't think the Browns, regardless of how solid they played last week, are going to be able to stop this dominant Ravens offense. I truly believe by the end of the season, I think the Ravens, to me, I would still take them to go to the Super Bowl right now. Let's be honest. Buffalo can't survive playing games like that and coming back from 15 down with 3 minutes left. They were dominated most of the night. So, versus an inferior Browns team, the Browns are much worse than the Bills. I think the Ravens take care of business, and they win this game going away comfortably. I think they're going to struggle here. So, love it there for number one pick, guys. We got the Baltimore Ravens minus 11.5 spread versus the Cleveland Browns minus 108 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and at number two, we're rolling with the over 47 points in the Buffalo Bills New York Jets game. We got minus 110 odds here on Fanatics, risking a unit here. So let's be honest about both these defenses in week number one. Neither defense could catch a cold in week one. They were both pretty bad. Jets allowed Aaron Rodgers to throw 4 touchdowns versus them post 34 points. The Bills defense allowed the Ravens to post 40 points, and obviously the aforementioned 8.6 yards per play, which was by far the most in week one. We already mentioned that, but that gives you the idea why we're liking this over. Both defenses obviously were pretty shoddy, and on the flip side, both offenses were pretty good. The Jets offense posted 32 points. Justin Fields looked like a great pocket quarterback in week one. So obviously the running attack's very good, which bodes well, which is what the Bills really struggled against last week with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry running over them. You could see a lot of the same with Justin Fields and Breece Hall. They're obviously not scrubs either. Both those guys can run the football effectively, and Fields could throw it, really threw it well from the pocket in week one. So if he does that, the Bills defense is again going to be in trouble. I believe Ed Oliver is also out for the Bills as well, so that only helps the Jets. I think the Bills are really going to struggle defensively again. And then, like I said with Josh Allen, this goes right in hand. Nobody, and I mean nobody, I don't think could stop Josh Allen in this Bills offense, just particularly Josh Allen. I don't think you could stop this guy, no matter what you do. He just is too good for just about any defense. So, the Bills are going to score. The Jets are going to score. It should be a pretty high-scoring affair in week number two. I actually think the Jets will cover the spread. It's a 6.5-point spread, but I do like this total going over. I think the Jets are going to have a field day, and they're going to be able to put some points on the board. Like I said, Bills' offense is going to be dominant. Both defenses should struggle again here at the Meadowlands, or rather at MetLife, and really loving this over, guys. So, love it there for number two pick. We are going with the over 47 points in the Bills-Jets game, minus 110 odds here on Fanatics. Okay, and at number three, we got Caleb Williams, over 215.5 passing yards here for the Chicago Bears. Going minus 110 odds here on Fanatics. I really like this line for Caleb Williams. Obviously, week one was a bit of a struggle for this Bears offense, really in general, particularly late in the game. They really struggled to obviously maintain themselves and finish out that game versus Minnesota. But here in a dome setting in Detroit, where Ben Johnson's very familiar, he's obviously called a lot of games in Detroit. I think Caleb Williams has a field day versus this Lions defense. Until proven otherwise, I didn't like what I saw from the Lions defense last week. Just in general, in terms of them getting beat up front, not getting much of a pass rush, I think Williams is going to be able to take advantage of that. I think the Lions could really struggle versus the mobile quarterback here and have some breakdowns on the back end as well. And this line, to me, is just too low. We've seen Caleb Williams hit in both games that he's played versus the Lions with logs 256 and 354. So he's already had 334. He's absolutely had field days versus the Lions already. And this looks a lot like last year's, Detroit Lions defense at the end of the year where they weren't generating a pass rush. I know they got Aiden Hutchinson back, but I think for him to get back into the form and this Lions defensive line to get back into form is going to take a few weeks. And like I said, just didn't like what I saw in week one. The Packers won up front all night versus this defensive line. So, and even if they don't, this is a negative game script also for the Bears. So you got to figure the Lions are probably going to be scoring here too. So they're going to have to keep up. So Williams is going to have to throw the ball in either case. And like I said, with this line being at 215.5, I just think it's too low. He's got the weapons that he needs. Odunze, DJ Moore, got that new tight end, Colston Loveland. They have enough. They have enough here to give the Lions trouble, and I think they will. I think the over hits in this game. I think Williams goes over. I also think the Bears cover here as well. So really like Williams though to go over in passing yards. Love it there for number 3 pick, guys. We got Caleb Williams over 215.5 pass yards here versus the Detroit Lions. We got minus 110 odds here on Fanatics. He plays for the Bears. I said versus the Detroit Lions, but yeah, whatever. Okay, and at number 4, we're going A.J. Brown. Anytime touchdown scorer here for the Philadelphia Eagles. We got plus 190 odds on DraftKings. So the biggest thing I'm really looking at here is the value on his touchdown at plus 190. It's kind of like Tucker Kraft there on Thursday night when we got plus 215 on him. I think this is really good value. Particularly with the fact that he only got 1 target last week. You guys know he's going to get more than a target this week. You know they're going to make it a point to get A.J. Brown the ball. You got to get him the football. Obviously, you've seen what happens in the past when he didn't get the football. They want to get this guy the ball and get him involved in the game. He caught a touchdown in 9 of 17 games last year, including 3 of 6 games on the road. He's caught a touchdown specifically versus the Chiefs in 3 of 4 matchups, including the Super Bowl. So really, what got me thinking about this is watching that Chargers-Chiefs game on Friday in Brazil, and watching the receivers for the Chargers just have field days versus the Chiefs. They caught 3 touchdowns, had over 200 receiving yards from the top 3 wide receivers, Quentin Johnston, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, all had about 70 yards. Quentin Johnston had 2 touchdowns, Keenan Allen had 1, and they were just very dominant all night long. So I think Brown could have that effect because I see the Chiefs making the Eagles throw the ball, which is what I expect because obviously you guys know the Eagles' run game is so dominant with Barkley and Hurts. I expect the Chiefs to be able to limit that. They still have a very good run defense, but on the back end, I think they will struggle because I think the Eagles could do both. Right? I think Hurts is a great quarterback on both ends of the spectrum. So I think it's pick your poison, and they're going to try and stop the run. And when they do that, it should give Brown and really Devontae Smith some great matchups. I think Brown will be the recipient of a red zone target here today and be able to find himself into the end zone. So I love the value. That's mostly what it's about. The value is just so good, guys. So love it there, guys. For number 4 pick, we got A.J. Brown, anytime touchdown scorer here for the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going plus 190 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 5, we got Josh Downs. Under 40.5 receiving yards here for the Indianapolis Colts. You got minus 125 odds here on Fanatics. Now, a lot of the books had this at like 37.5, so we're laying a tad of juice here on Fanatics. It's just a line that they offer, but I really like the line because I don't think he's getting this. I don't think he's getting anywhere near it versus this Broncos secondary. This secondary for the Broncos projected to be very good this season. They're obviously bringing back Pat Surtain, added a lot of talent in the offseason and depth. So I think that's where Downs is going to have trouble here. For one, last week Danny Jones had a great game. He played the Dolphins, who look very uninspired. He played great. I get that. This is a completely different animal in the Denver Broncos defense. And I think Danny Jones is going to look a lot more like the old Danny Jones. I'm not saying it's going to be horrible, but I'm just saying down the field, making vertical throws, I just don't see it happening. I see the Broncos rush getting to him. I see the secondary holding up pretty solid as well. And I see him having trouble getting the ball down the field to either Pittman or Downs. Downs' line was more attractive to me because the lines are only a 10-yard difference, and Downs obviously, being the number 2 receiver. I'm going to take the shot with Downs here to go under. Already gone under versus the Broncos last year in his last game that he played him with 32 yards. I don't even think he gets that, to be honest with you. I really don't. I think Danny Jones can have a tough time. If the Colts are going to pass the ball with any type of success, I see it more with the running backs and the tight ends. Obviously, they have a breakout tight end there with Warren. I thought about taking his under. It was the first one I looked at. His line was like at 46.5. I was like, I could still see him being able to get the ball to Warren just because, it's going to be a lot shorter of a distance. And Warren, like I said, had a lot of success there in week number 1. So, we'll see what happens. I expect the Colts to run the ball, Jonathan Taylor, try to shorten this game up a little bit. And the vertical deep throws, I just don't see it there with Danny Jones. Until he starts really proving that, 1 week is not going to get me signing up for Danny Jones props or overs on receivers. I will gladly right now take an under until he really starts to prove it. So, love it there, guys, for number 5 pick. We got Josh Downs under 40.5 receiving yards. So, for the Indianapolis Colts, minus 125 odds here on Fanatics. And then, of course, for the Sweep Parlay, plus 32.11 odds on Fanatics. Really love the value here, risking a tenth of a unit to make over 3 units today. Obviously, it'd be terrific if we can get this. Super excited about this parlay, and hopefully we can have a massive day in the NFL and really just keep the momentum going. So keep in mind, guys, a lot going on around the channel here. So make sure you guys follow us and keep us tabbed here. Go to our homepage. Obviously, I'll have a couple of the videos here tagged at the end of this of what's going on, but there's more. We got Major League Baseball, every NFL video you can imagine. We got NFL Sunday Night Football. We'll have Monday Night Football covered. Like I said, baseball videos Saturday and Sunday. College football on Saturday. It's busy. We got NFL spreads and totals. That video, that lengthy video where we cover every game. So make sure you guys check out any of those videos you guys are interested in. Outside of that, that is going to do it for me, guys. I do hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will catch you guys all next time. Peace out.